Good morning, everyone. I'm Jose Luis Moscovich, the Executive Director of the San Francisco County Transportation Authority. Let me take a second to welcome you all warmly to this event. I am proud that we're able to host it for the third time in a decade. I have the honor of introducing the official welcome to the city. Edwin Lee is the 43rd mayor of the city and county of San Francisco. He's a former city administrator, a former director of public works for the city of San Francisco. He was appointed unanimously as successor mayor by the Board of Supervisors on January 11, 2011, to fill the remaining year of former Mayor Gavin Newsom's term. As you know, former Mayor Newsom was sworn in as California's lieutenant governor in January 2010. Mayor Lee is the first Asian American mayor in the city's history. 2010, Mayor Lee was appointed to a second term as city administrator by Mayor Newsom, and his appointment at the time was confirmed unanimously by the Board of Supervisors. As city administrator, Mayor Lee spearheaded government efficiency measures and reforms that reduced the size and cost of government, from reducing the vehicle fleet to consolidating departments and back office functions to save tax dollars. He implemented the city's move to cleaner vehicles and also an infrastructure to support electric vehicles and green city government. Mayor Lee also developed and oversaw implementation of the city's first 10-year capital plan to guide our capital priorities and infrastructure investment. Mayor Lee has a long and distinguished career in San Francisco, and since 1989 he has held a number of senior leadership positions I mentioned before. He is a fellow Cal graduate with a law degree from Bolt Hall School of Law from 1978. As you probably all know, last Tuesday, November 8th, the people of San Francisco elected Edwin Lee in his own right to serve as the mayor of the city of San Francisco. Let me just say, on a personal note, the day before the election, I was having coffee at my favorite cafe, Cafe Bello in Glen Park, and lost in my email or whatever I was doing at the moment, and all of a sudden I hear some commotion and some people walk in, and I look, and here's the mayor coming and shaking hands with me, and he was doing part of his campaign stump, but it is already a tradition, I think, in the few months that he served as interim mayor among the department heads, that you can't be incognito in this town because the mayor will find you, and probably in a cafe or a place you want to hang out in, because this is a mayor that likes to be everywhere and knows the city very well, in his former capacity as the Director of Public Works, in his former capacity as the city administrator. And that's what this city really needs, is somebody who knows the city, knows what this city is all about and what the city wants, and has got the kind of discipline, the kind of 7 to 7 or 7 to 9 schedule to really make it happen. And he's already set an example, and we're really all looking forward to a whole term of this with him. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure, and it's a distinct honor for me to introduce to you the Honorable Edwin Lee, Mayor of San Francisco.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Jose, for that wonderful rendition of our last meeting. I want to welcome all of you here to San Francisco. I want to welcome all of you self-help movement folks, the local transportation experts, individuals who have dedicated their lives. I want to thank you for occupying San Francisco this morning. So I know I'm going to get a lot of questions there this afternoon. But I do... and I wanted to be here this morning to welcome your conference and to know that you have a mayor here that greatly appreciates your self-help movement. And we've had ours with Prop K, and I've had many discussions with Jose about those things, especially when I was at DPW, and how to balance the use of that money and make sure we got everything out of it. We are doing as much as we can with our own sales tax, and I hope you today have a chance to visit physically some of the projects that are underway because of that Proposition K. We have wonderful projects, ones that I'm very, very proud of in helping our infrastructure welcome not only the increased population that we're experiencing, but also the need to connect up communities throughout the state. I noticed here on your conference that you have a focus on the future. And, you know, my first thought in my relaxed way after this election's over is, God, that's so close to one of my favorite movies, Fight for the Future, because that's what I just came off of in the last 3 months. It's kind of like that. You know, when it comes to transportation, infrastructure, and the priorities that we want to have our government and our residents feel about it, it's kind of like, you know, you almost feel like there are aliens from another planet trying to stop us from really creating a future for our societies and for our communities. And I know we have some great projects here in the state, but I want to thank you for coming here to San Francisco, because with your ideas, with the collaborations that you have, and your priorities about making sure we have sustainable and good neighborhoods that are built with and through the transportation infrastructure that you're talking through about, we're gonna have our state really try to depend upon you to recover. And I know that without transportation infrastructure investment, without making that a priority, our state will not have an ability to recover economically or with our communities or the people who want to have good lives and improve the conditions of life in this state. So I want to just mention 3 of our projects, ones that we're very much invested in. The first being our Presidio Parkway, the second being our Transbay Terminal, and then the third, no, of course, with all of you, of course it's our Central Subway. But I wanted to, and that's going to be with the help of the Department of Energy, let me tell you that. But I wanted to talk about our Presidio Parkway. I know we're about to finish in next year the phase 1 of a 2-phase project that's going to be wonderful, and of course connecting up Golden Gate Bridge with a new seismically safe roadway that connects everybody to many, many points south. It's wonderful. I've been there at least twice with Secretary of Transportation LaHood and Jose and many representatives of our congressional as well as our senatorial and local transportation experts, and it's become not only an essential completion to seismically retrofit that old Doyle Drive, but it's going to be even more beautiful, and you're going to see a lot of scenery around that. And we're excited not just to complete phase 1, but we look forward to starting phase 2, which will be just as important. For our Transbay Terminal, one of the most important projects that we're building here in San Francisco, downtown, right in our central district. As you know, we've had a Transbay Terminal ever since the Bay Bridge was built. And that Transbay Terminal houses some 11 different districts' transportation modes. And we have already under construction the rebuilding of that terminal, not only as a transportation hub, while it will function mainly as that, it will also be a brand new neighborhood, a neighborhood of offices where people live and work. And it'll be one of the most beautiful buildings, a series of buildings that we're designing in the most sustainable and environmentally friendly way to make sure that we keep our status up as the greenest city in North America. At the end of that project, we anticipate there will be some 27,000 permanent jobs created as a result of that Transbay Terminal. We are building the North Terminal Hub for our high-speed rail. We are going ahead and building it. We're building it in anticipation that the high-speed rail system will be built in the state, because it is the smartest thing for us as a state to do. That's what I'm planning the future for. We are, in fact, based upon that project, the only high-speed rail project already underway in the whole country. And we anticipate that we can work out an agreement with all of our peninsula friends to make sure that it accommodates their needs and addresses their fears, and make sure that it's a sustainable thing. And we begin by saying and suggesting very strongly we are very much a part of, and we want to just electrify Caltrans rather than try to build something brand new in there that will disturb everybody else's neighborhood. But we want that terminus to come all the way up to San Francisco because we know that our own future and the future of the state is linking north and south. In fact, a third of our airlines flights through San Francisco Airport is the Los Angeles to San Francisco commute. And because of the capacity of our airport, which means that we have no longer any capacity to expand, we need to move that onto rail. And if we move that onto rail, then San Francisco can be successful by inviting more of the international travel that we're known for. And so it's vital for our future. But at the heart of it, there's a great neighborhood that's being designed and built. You're going to see this being one of the most sustainable projects you'll ever see. And again, it is the center of some 11 different transportation districts. And of course, a project that had been identified as one of the controversial ones during the campaign the last 3 months, our Central Subway. And it's one that has been really supported by not only our city, by every federal official and both the state and the federal transportation agencies for some 2 decades. And it is the second phase of a very invaluable first phase that was completed on the 3rd Street Light Rail. And now we get to link up with some new stations, improved stations for people that are going to Moscone or to Union Square or to Chinatown, that north-south. It is also a very big fact for us in San Francisco that all of our new homes, all of our additional residents that will move into the city that, as we anticipate, some over 10,500 new homes are being built in the southern part of our city, in the Hunters Point, Candlestick area. That's going to be our new area of living. And we've cleared all that out. That used to be a naval station. We've done it right. We've used redevelopment and our tools of borrowing from our future in order to make sure that our future has adequate capacity. So the Central Subway, as I know Jose and the County Transportation Authority knows this too, it's vital for our future. And it will be transporting some 73,000 passengers a day to add to our over 700,000 transit riders through the city. So that's our future, and I'm glad to share that with you because I know you're talking and you're focusing on the future of all the counties, and know this, that the San Francisco Transportation Authority and the Mayor of San Francisco do support all of the work that you're doing, and I want to praise you for coming here and sharing your ideas and your camaraderie, and the best ideas are about to come, but I do know too that one of the most serious things we can do, and I've given this commitment throughout the last 3 months, that is we've got to move our cities forward. We've got to move our neighborhoods forward. We have to contribute to moving our state forward. We can't lally and we can't sit back and watch our infrastructure decay. We have to make sure that the right investments are made and that we make those investments. That's the most important thing. Because for us in San Francisco, not investing in our transportation means that we wouldn't have a company like Twitter stay, or Zynga, or Salesforce, or Autodesk, or Zendesk. All of those companies are coming here in part because they know and we've invested properly in our transportation infrastructure. That's how their workforce gets around. That's how they get around the city. So again, welcome to San Francisco. Thank you very much, and I hope you have great ideas and great collaboration today. Thank you.